everybody, welcome to 307 Country. My workbench is a mess, so you'll have to excuse that here in a minute, but hope everybody's doing good. It's hot here. Been doing some milling and I got a bunch of lumber stacked and stickered today, so that's good. We've been busy. Just summer, you know. So been working on my mill and doing a lot of cutting, and I decided I need to put a power feed on it. So I'll turn you around and show you what I got going on here, and we'll see if we can get that accomplished today. It's kind of something that I wanted to do ever since I put the chain drive system on it, just using the hand crank. And if you haven't seen that, I got a video of that up here. I'll put it up in the corner up here somewhere, and you can watch that one if you want. But today we're gonna put a power feed on it, run it off the battery, which the motor charges the battery, so it should all be good. So I'll show you, turn around and show you what we got. So got a little ATV winch here. Got it taken apart. It was on an old four-wheeler that I had. This is the spool on it. So I cut the one end of the spool off and took it over to a guy with a lathe. And this is the sprocket, and you can buy these sprockets at, you know, farm and ranch supply stores, whatever you have in your area. So anyway, got this sprocket. It's a weld-on sprocket, and it came with a, you can buy the hub for it. And I think you can get different diameters, inside diameters on this. But took it over to a guy with a lathe and had him turn me out a collar for it. So the sprocket will fit on here, and it's going to be a tight fit. He machined it pretty perfectly. And then of course this will go on the spool for the four-wheeler. So what I got to do right now is drill and tap a couple holes in this for a couple set screws. So we'll go ahead and get that done, and I'm going to throw this in the freezer, let it cool down so I can get this on there easier, because he milled it. This isn't real dimensionally accurate, or the same, or whatever you want to say. So it may be tight in a few spots, loose in a few spots, but I'm going to throw it in the freezer and cool it down and shrink it up a little bit just to make it easier to get that on. So throw that in the freezer, and we'll come back and drill and tap that. Alright, got my tap here. Drill bits the right size, I believe. We'll go ahead and throw this collar in the vise. And alright, found a set punch. I'm not too worried about being super accurate on these as far as a whole lot goes, but get this drilled through here. One, we'll put one completely opposite, 180 on that, or close to it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be exact as long as it holds it. little piece of emery cloth here, put inside and deburr this. All right. Well, that went painless. Then once I put the sprocket on here, I'll have to weld it. Weld it on there, which I'm not much of a welder, so I'll probably do that off camera, but I don't really have. All I got's a little 110 wire feed link, and it's alright, but it's not the greatest. All I need to do is make it stick a little bit though. There's really not a whole lot of pressure on this, as long as, you know, it doesn't get, the mill doesn't get bound up or something. I don't know. I was trying to figure out a way to make that so there was a slip of some kind in there, but we'll see what happens. If I need to do that or not, I'll figure it out when it happens. We got these little set screws here. They're just a little Allen head. They're flat on the one on the bottom side, so I kind of wish they were had a little bit of a taper to them, but that ATV winch, I'll leave I got a little reversible switch rheostat, like speed control deal on Amazon. I'll put a link for that in the description if anybody's interested in it. And this is just a cheap way to do it, you know. I know Woodmizer sells the kit for those. They're fairly not really affordable for my means, so that's why I'm doing it this way. I had an old four-wheeler that had a winch on it, and the four-wheeler didn't run anymore, so I repurposed the winch. Alright, well there's that. Let's see, let me get the sprocket on here maybe. And it's a tight fit too. As you can see, it's pretty tight on there. All the way around. So I'm just going to get the welder and I'll just put some tacks along here, maybe on this side. And I'll get that done, and then we'll slip her together and put the winch and everything together, and I'll show you all that. Alright, as you can see, I got it tacked together. Nothing special. So while it's hot from the welding, and with my little wire feed, I took my torch and welded that, or heated that up to help my welder get a little more penetration. So that's hot, and the other piece should be cooled down in the freezer pretty good. We'll go ahead and slide them together, hopefully. We'll be back in a minute. All right, there's that piece. Is pretty cold. And I think, let's see, yeah, I want that under that way. That looks about where I want it. If I need to, I can adjust it maybe. Maybe about there. Alright. Now we'll put the winch together. The cool thing, or another benefit of using a winch, is it has the free spool option. So if I need to just push the winch around, or push the mill up or down the track, then it'll just free spool, and I can do it that way. Let me get this roll pin out of there, and I'll be back in a minute. Alright, so this shaft goes back in here. Those gears, like that. And that roll pin goes through there, so let me see. I'll have to get that roll pin back in there. We'll do that real quick and we'll be back. Alright, we got the roll pin back in where it goes. That's how you free spool. So alright, geared end goes in there. Pushing. And just like that. What I'm going to do, I'll just use a piece of angle iron and drill and tap it to where the arm that comes out that has the hand crank on it, I'll attach the winch to that with a piece of angle iron. And then this is my control box here. Got speed control and forward and reverse. I'm going to try it for now. I would rather have a toggle switch, a return to neutral toggle switch on here. But for now we'll try this and see how it works and how it lasts. I don't know how many amps that control box stuff is rated for. So if the winch pulls too many amps and melts it, I'll just buy something more heavy duty. But for now, we'll go with that. Free spool here. There we go. Now all I have to do is get it mounted, and got free spool like that. Like that, it locks in. and then set my set screws and figure out a place to mount my box. Probably mount it to the angle iron the same as this. So, and I also have to drill in another hole, because right now the way my pulleys, my sprockets are on the mill is they're side by side, and with this winch setup they need to be end to end basically. And that's part of the problem, and I can show you when I get down there, that they're side by side and they're too thick, too wide. So we'll get down there and see what we can get figured out on that. We'll be back in a minute. Alright, I got everything pretty much mounted up. I had a piece of like red purlin material off a metal building. Put my switch on it. Got it wired in back there. Got my winch mounted. I just took a piece of angle iron and drilled and threaded the bracket piece that goes on the mill, bolted it into that, and then same on the winch. I just threaded the piece of angle iron and bolted it to the angle iron. Got my sprocket on there. I don't have my set screws set yet, just in case I need to move it a little bit. But yeah, so we'll go down and get this mounted up on the mill. I got to drill a couple of holes in the bottom bracket where the sprockets go. So the sprockets are side by side right now. I need to move them end to end. So I got to drill one hole there to mount that sprocket up to, and get the chain stretched out and see how it works. We'll be back in a little bit. Alright, it's a few days later. As you can hear and see in the background there, we got thunderstorms rolling through. Probably not going to drop a whole lot of rain, just probably start some forest fires. But anyway, I'll turn you around here and show you. I got the winch and everything mounted up on the mill and a few issues. So anyway, that's that switch I got off at Amazon. Got the winch mounted up. Had to fabricate a bracket for another sprocket, so got that on there. It just bolts. There wasn't room on this side to get this other bolt in there, so that's how I managed to do that, and it rolls good. But when I went to hook up the power to this switch, I must have I think I pulled one of these loose. Well, you can see that's loose right there. It's not down in there like those two. And when I hooked the power up, it just shorted out, and this switch is shot. So I had to order another one. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, so I got this set up here. Got a dial indicator for the speed control and a little switch. I've also got a toggle switch that I'm going to put on here instead of this switch, so it's a return to neutral. What I'll do is just leave that switch in the one position and run everything off the other one. So let me get this hooked up and I'll show you how she works. Alright, got her wired up. You can see a little red light in there. Anyway, so we'll give it a shot. Got her on free spool. Well, it doesn't regulate it like it should. It's just one speed. Well, not sure what the deal is. No, it ain't doing nothing. Alright, well, looks like I'm gonna have to go back to the drawing board on a rheostat for this. But the winch part works and it moves it up and down the track, so that's a bonus. I don't know. I'll have to see if I can find what's wrong with that or find a different one. But anyway, all right, well, the next thing I got that extension there for the mill. We'll be getting that put on and get some boards cut up. So appreciate everyone being here and commenting. You guys are awesome, and we'll see you on the next one. 307 out.